Hi everyone, if you want to do a quick course, pass your CPC is the most easiest way possible. Go to my website, pick to drive a CPC course, and good luck. I hope you enjoy this video. Hi everyone, this is a walkthrough of Kahoot 1 for Truck CPC Scenario 2. So this is Kahoot 1 or Test 1 for CPC Scenario 2. This is a walkthrough, so I'm not going to do it really slowly, but I'll do it slow enough. If it's not slow enough, you can always pause the recording. So here we go. Where was Jim driving to? Now this isn't going to come up in the exam, this just gives you a little mental hook into the scenario to help you remember it. So where is Jim driving to? To a fuel depot. What should you do if you hit a bridge? If you hit a bridge, there's a number of things you should do. Number one is stop. Stop's not on there. Ring the number on the bridge. Most definitely, that's why the number's there. Wait for someone, wait for who? Call your wife? Possibly, that's not the right answer. Report to your transport manager only. Report to your transport manager, yes, but report to your transport manager only? No, because you need to ring the number on the bridge. So ring the number on the bridge. What is inertia? Okay, inertia is an object's resistance to change its current state. So if it's still, it doesn't want to be moving. If it's moving, it doesn't want to be still. And the harder it is to change, the more inertia it has. So it's gravity? Nope. Resistance to movement or to remain unchanged? Yes. Another name for a trailer? That's a silly one. Same force as momentum. If it was the same as momentum, it'd be called momentum, wouldn't it? No. Inertia is a resistance to movement or change its current state. Should Jim smoke cigarettes when refueling the tanker? Absolutely not. No, never. Not even e-cigarettes. What is MAM? MAM. Maximum allowable mass of a 4-axle. Now what a lot of people do here is they make a mistake and they start off with 1, 2, 3 and 4, but you don't have a 1-axle vehicle. That'd be a unicycle. You start off with a 2-axle, which is 18. Then a 3-axle is 26. And then a 4-axle is 32. 18, 26, 32. 18 plus 8 is 26, plus 6 is 32. Was Jim a qualified ADR driver? Yes, he was. He was moving petrol around the place, wasn't he? Did Jim ignore the bridge restriction? You're going to have the scenario on the screen the whole time, so if a question like that come up, you could just read it. And yes, he did. Did Jim notice his initial spillage? Do you remember, like I said, if a question like that comes up, you can actually go back and read it, but no, he didn't. What force increases on bends and corners? When you go around a corner, a real tight one, or a great speed, what force increases? Now remember, there's only 4 forces you need to worry about. Inertia, momentum, gravity, and centrifugal. So what force increases on bends? That's centrifugal force, the force that pushes you to the outside. If you're on a roundabout and it's been spun really quickly and you feel like you've been pulled off and you're trying not to let go, that's centrifugal force pulling you off. What is the minimum tyre tread depth? You should all know that at this stage. It's 1.6 millimeters. What should a driver plan for before starting a journey? Bridges, very possibly. Pedestrian crossings, you can't plan for crossings. They're not registered anywhere. Well, why would you need to? Weather and tunnels, yes. Bridges, weather and tunnels. Now, on the real exam, you're only going to get 1 answer and 3 wrong ones. But just for the crack, we have 3 correct answers here, and only 1 of them's wrong, just to get your brains working. What should you do when you have a spillage? Well, you clean it up, if it's safe to do so. Not if it's something toxic. If it's safe to do so, you clean it up. And you report it, depending on the size of it and where you are. But you clean it up, and if safe to do so, and you'd report it, wouldn't you, if necessary. How often do you need to download the data from the tachograph card? It is not 21 days, guys. That changed back in 2017. Even though the RSA paperwork and website only changed there in 2022 after me complaining and sending many, many emails. Even on the tachograph card now, on the documentation, the printed documentation that comes with the card, it still says 21 days. But as we all know, it's not later than 28 days. That changed back in 2017. Where's the air stored? In a reservoir tank. A reservoir tank. How often do you need to calibrate an analog tachograph? Not test, calibrate. Test is when you just look at it and make sure it's working within a certain tolerance, within say 5 or 10%, whatever the tolerance is. Calibrate is when you tune it back up to perfection. So it's 2 years for a digital and 6 for the analog. When there are no defects to report, what should a driver mark on a defect report form? Nil defect. That's what it's called, a nil defect book. There it is, nil defect. What is the maximum height of a truck? 4.65. How long should a morning walk take? Around 10-15 minutes. There's no legal set time. I say recommendation 10 to 15 minutes, isn't it? What will happen when you brake firmly with a full tank? Nothing. Of course something happens. You've got a full tank. Liquid will go to the back. If you hit the brakes, does the liquid go backwards or forwards? It all surges forwards towards the cab, doesn't it? So that's wrong. Momentum will increase, certainly. Liquid will stay in one place. No, it will go forward. So you can just eliminate those three. You don't need to know the correct answer. You just know that's wrong, and that's wrong. So whatever's left must be correct. Minimum reduced weekly rest period. You need to know this. 45 is the normal, 24 is the reduced weekly rest. Doesn't have to be reduced to that, but anything less than 45 is a reduced rest. If it's less than 24, it doesn't count as a weekly rest. What will happen when you press the brake pedal? The truck will turn to the side. Nope. Liquid will push the truck backwards. Nope. Doesn't push it backwards. So the liquid goes rushing forwards, doesn't it? Nothing. Momentum will increase. So you know it's not that one. So it's not that answer. That only leaves a momentum will increase. How often should commercial vehicles be tested? CVRT, Commercial Vehicle Roadworthiness Test, gets done every year, doesn't it? Maximum width of a truck. That's just thrown in there to get your brains working. That question is not going to come up. That's rules of the road technical specifications. But you should know it anyway. The maximum width of a truck is 2.6. 2.55 for a flatbed, but 2.6 for a box or a condition body. Did Jim make a mistake downloading his tacho data after 5 days? No. You can download it after every day if you want to. It's no later than 28 days. It doesn't mean you have to download it at 28 days. It just means no later than 28 days. Download it twice a day if you want to, but that'd be silly. Well, safety rule when dealing with liquid tank, that's the 20-80 rule, or the 80-20 rule. It has to be less than 20% full, so it's almost empty, or more than 80% full, so it's solid. It's not sloshing around. Okay, it's not surging forward and backwards, making the vehicle unstable. What did Jim fill in on his defect? But we had the question earlier, it was nil defect, wasn't it? What vehicle is the best for transporting liquid? Liquid goes into a tanker. GVW. Gross van weight, it's not a van. Good vehicle weight, possibly. Good vehicle width, gross vehicle weight. It's gross vehicle weight. The formula for that is the vehicle, fuel, and load. That was a really quick run through of Truck CPC Scenario 2 Test 1. Okay guys, go through it a couple of times. If I'm going too fast here, just pause the video. Okay? I hope you find that helpful, and if you do, please give me a like and leave a comment. Thanks. Hi everyone, please leave a like and a comment. It helps other people like you find this YouTube channel. And if you want to do a whole course on CPCs, all the questions and answers and books and hints and everything you need to pass your test, go to my website, ADR Training Island, and get yourself a course. I'm Leon, this is ADR Training Island. I'll see you in the next one.